Hi everybody, it's your boy Joe Fighter 21, and I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about racism. I know racism is a very touchy subject, and the fact that a lot of people are very, very charged and very touchy about it. But racism is something I've had to deal with my entire life because, I don't fit into anyone's ethnic group. I'm not a white boy, I'm not a Mexican, I'm not a black guy, I'm not a native, I'm not anything. I'm me. I'm a hybrid, and I've come to the realization that hating any group of people or groups of people and thinking that another group is superior every 100% of the way is completely stupid. Because, it's scientifically proven that genetic biomes and genetic, like, DNA strands, the fact that whether you're black or white or Mexican or Asian, it's all like a game of rock, paper, scissors. You know, one race might be better than a certain other race at a certain thing, but another race can beat that race at another thing. And it's that fact that no one race is superior. Personally, I believe that the only race that could even be considered superior would be hybrids like myself. And I know that sounds arrogant, but it's true. Because, it's been scientifically proven that, hybrid vigor makes you stronger. And, if it were truly black power or white power or, any kind of power, then, that race would have ruled the world already. It wouldn't be warring with the other races to gain a supreme spot. And that's the thing. Hatred, racism, it's just hatred disguised. It's hating somebody because, they look different or because they don't look like you. And, is everyone supposed to look like you? Or are we all supposed to be a bunch of clones walking around, goose stepping together, saying Heil, stuff like that? No, it's not that way at all. You know, a lot of people call me racist. They're like, "Oh, you said the N word one time," or "Oh, you said this and this," or "You said spick," or "You said anything around those parameters." And I literally tell them this every time. I'm not racist because a racist is somebody who favors one race over others. If anything, I'm racist towards everyone. I think everyone is equally worthless until they prove me otherwise. I know that makes me sound like a jerk, but it's true. I look at everybody the same way. A black guy is just about as likely to rob me as a white guy, and vice versa. Or, black guy is just about likeliest to help me as a Mexican guy, or a white guy, or an Asian guy. Because, the color of your skin is not the color of your character. And, I've met plenty of asshole white people, asshole black people, plenty of horrible fucking everyone. I've met despicable people of every race. And, I didn't hate them because they were that race. I hated them because they're terrible people. And that's the only reason you should be hating somebody. You should never judge a book completely by its cover, where you're just like, "Oh, you're black. Oh, sorry, I don't like you." How stupid is that? That's like purposely being, I don't know, a vegan or a vegetarian when your entire family is like eating everything. It's like you're specifically cutting certain things out because, you have a certain problem with other people for no reason. And, that's completely stupid. Why are you going to hate somebody just because they look differently? I mean, your girlfriend looks different from you. She, has female parts. And, she has longer hair than you. Or maybe a different color hair, different color eyes. She's not exactly like you, so, what stops you from hating her? Oh, she's still a part of my family. What family? Just the skin tone? There are different shades of white, there are different shades of black, there are different shades of everything. Certain people who are black get mistaken for Mexican, certain Mexicans get mistaken for black, certain white people get mistaken for natives. It's really stupid because, we're all going based off looks. And, there are plenty of people that look a certain way and they aren't. I mean, I've met plenty of Asian people that are like, "I'm not Asian, I'm Filipino." Or, "I'm not Filipino, I'm Japanese," or anything along those lines. People get very offended whenever you mistake their ethnic culture. And, I think that's the problem. People are far too touchy. They're too sensitive about it. They're like, "Oh, you insulted my culture. That's like, slapping my mother in the face." And it's like, no, it's just because, you're thinking of it that way. You want to be hyperbole sensitive. And, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of races, that have been victimized and, prosecuted, persecuted. And, it's not right. It's not right. But, You can't fight racism with more racism, just like you can't fight hatred with more hatred. If you try, you look like an idiot trying. As you know, I've seen this several times with racism. I've seen Klan rallies, I've seen Black Panther rallies, I've even seen, indigenous people, aka Native Americans, where they be saying a lot of racist shit like kill all the white people, take back our land, stuff like that. And the white people, they're like, oh, kill all the freaking non-white people, cleanse the land, or the black people, put the solidarity and power, and it's really stupid. It's like a bunch of children being raised by an abusive father. And one day the father dies, and instead of being like, oh, thank God our abusive fucking head of the household is gone, they're like, well, I'm gonna be the new head of the household. I'm gonna abuse all of you. Because I wanna be dad. I wanna be the top dog. And it's that selfishness. It's like, haven't we all gone through enough without you trying to continue the cycle of bullshit? Continue this cycle of, I'm going to try and put you guys down for no other reason than because I want to put you down. It really makes me sad sometimes. I meet a lot of people that are still racist today, and they're openly okay with admitting it. I've met people who openly talk and brag about being white supremacists, or they constantly talk about the white devil, or something along those lines. They're constantly trying to condemn an entire race of people because that people tried to condemn their race of people. You see how stupid that sounds when I say it? Because it is. Your people did something fucked up to me. Your ancestors did something fucked up to me. So I'm gonna, take it out on your descendants because fuck them. Well, wait, isn't that what I did to you? Yeah, exactly. So you're just doing an eye for an eye. Exactly. An eye for an eye. You enslaved me, so I want to enslave you. And you can't blame people for feeling this way. It's natural to feel hatred. It's natural to feel animosity towards people that, you feel have wronged you in some way. But, it's just feelings. Are you really going to condemn an entire race of people, condemn babies and newborns and children, people who are completely innocent of this thing, just because they're wearing the uniform that isn't yours? Oh, you're a white guy, I don't talk to white guys. Oh, you're a black guy, I don't talk to black guys. Oh, you're a black girl, I don't date black girls. Oh, you're a Mexican girl, I don't date Mexican girls. What the fuck is wrong with you? What gives you the right to differentiate based on race alone? Just because somebody looks a certain way does not mean they're anything like the way you thought they were. I know this firsthand. I've talked to people, and there are people out there, people like me and people not like me, and I call them living contradictions because I feel like they just live to prove bitches like everyone wrong. They see everybody hating, talking shit, and then they'll be insulted or hated on in front of people, and instead of responding with hate, I've seen an example of this before to where, this white girl was arguing with a Native American friend of mine, and, they were having a healthy, I guess, debate, if you wanted to call it that. And, the white girl was basically saying that, racist people do exist. Black people are racist at times. And, this girl had grown up in a foster home, and, she had to live with abusive African American foster parents. But instead of hating all black people, she's just willing to acknowledge the fact that no one is victimless in this world. Nobody is perfect. There is no one race of people that has only been enslaved and has only done terrible things. Every race of people has done and had done terrible things. They've all had pain and they've all dealt pain. They've all done a lot of these things that are just completely despicable. And they don't like to talk about it, and nobody likes to talk about it. No one wants to talk about their fuck-ups. No one wants to talk about their lack of judgment. No one wants to talk about how hate-filled their ancestors were or the mistakes that their ancestors made, because it's a reflection on them. Because everything is about, your personal ego nowadays. This is why people get so caught up with race. It's like you feel pride in the fact that you're black, or in the fact that you're white, or in the fact that you're Mexican, or in the fact that you're Latin, or in the fact that you're Asian. Being proud of that is like being proud that you can take a shit. Everyone has a race. Everyone can do this. And you getting mad at other people for being proud of it it's kind of like it's like a child celebrating something, you know. Just let them. Fuck it. As long as they're not hurting anybody, fuck them. You know, if they're stupid enough to be like, yeah, white power, brothers, or, you know, death to white people or something like that, as long as they're not doing anything to actually instigate any of these actions, they're powerless. They're like fucking, they're all talk. What are they gonna do? They're gonna try some violent action. The police are gonna come, fucking tear gas them, knock them out, and put them in prison. That's the deterrent. And, you know, despite this shit happening, people are still willing to be racist. There are still people who are openly KKK members, people who brag about it. They're just like, yeah, you know, I beat up some Mexican guy the other day. Or, you know, oh, I got into the fight. Me and my friend jumped this black guy the other day. And it's just like, what kind of a fucking despicable person takes pride in attacking and victimizing and just brutalizing people just based off their color? I mean, people get pissed off about profiling all the damn time, but it's like the number one profiler of people is people. You all profile each other. They're like, oh, he looks like a shifty person. Oh, that guy looks kind of dangerous. Oh, I don't know about that girl. She doesn't really look right. You know, you see somebody new, and instead of wanting to understand them and wanting to learn about them, you just see them as something new and scary, like a scared child, like observing a bunch of animals. You're like, oh, they're a bunch of animals. I'm really afraid of them. Why? You're an animal. They're just as afraid of you as you are of them. You all have the ability to hurt each other, and you all have the ability to love each other, but you still feel the need to hate each other based off the stupidest fucking thing known as race, the color of your skin. And that's the thing. No, there are a bunch of people like me. You know, there are a lot of mixed race. There are a lot of people who are half something else, quarter something, three-quarter something else, yada, yada, yada. There are a lot of people that don't fall into these categories anymore, but they feel pressured to actually do that. They feel pressured to be like, oh, I'm a white guy, or oh, I'm a Latin American, or oh, I'm a Native American. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with taking pride in your, you know, ethnic culture. As you know, I think it's pretty cool that I have a lot of different genes and different diversity inside of myself. I feel, you know, a sense of pride in that, just because, you know, a lot of my ancestors had to go through a lot of things to be with each other to create me. And that can be said with everybody. All the crap that had to happen to make sure you lived, pretty damn amazing. Doesn't that give everyone the right to be happy with the fact that they're born and healthy? And, you know, it shouldn't matter if they're black or white or anything. Well, who knows? Maybe I'm just an idealist. Maybe I'm just somebody who doesn't understand racist people at all. But I grew up with a lot of racists, and I've had a lot of racist people say shit to me, and people I care about, people I love, and, you know, I've had to do physical actions towards people before because they would get a little too, you know, physical. And that's the thing. You know, I don't respond to anybody unless they're physically willing to actually do something to me. I can let a guy talk shit all day. As soon as he puts his hands on me, by the way, that's an entirely different matter. Then I go from pacifist to, you know, martial artist. I will defend myself. I will beat your ass if you try and attack me. And that's generally how I work. I don't go looking for a fight, but I will end the fight if it comes looking for me. And, you know, it's just racist, man. They're always looking to drag people down. They're always looking to make you feel like shit just because they don't feel like they're shit. They feel inferior because of their shitty job or their shitty home life or whatever. And, you know, they hear something, they remember something, their dad complaining about how it's Mexicans' fault or something like that. You know, he internalizes that to thinking, maybe if I go out and fight with some fools, some vatos or whatever, and I beat them up, I can come home and brag to my dad about it, and he'll be happy. He'll be proud of me. And it's like, that's the funniest thing about racism. A lot of people do it to be accepted by their racists. They're like, oh, this group's racist. I better be mean to the black guy as well, or else they're going to think I'm weird. They're going to think I'm a sympathizer. Or, oh, this group is racist. Better make sure I don't say anything that could, you know, make them be racist towards me. You're afraid of them. You're afraid of the people that you want to actually become a part of. And that's what race is. It's not a family. It's not even a species. I mean, there are multiple species of humans, but we're all still human. So why hate each other? Really? I don't see any point in it at all. All racism does is cause pain and a lot of hardship. It's really not worth it. And anybody who disagrees and says that it is, I feel bad for you because, you'll never realize it. Odds are you'll probably die doing some stupid bullshit. You'll be an American personification like that movie American History X. Where the kid finally realized he was being racist and he should turn his life around, and he still gets shot by another gang member of a different kid. This is why you have to realize early. Because hatred's a lot like quicksand. Once it sucks you in, it's extremely hard to be pulled out. Alright, well, that's it for me. I'm Joe Fighter 21. Thanks for watching.